Everyone, welcome to the Niners Sickness podcast. I'm your host, Niner Sickness, with this Niner Sickness call in. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everyone doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good evening. We're going to do a call in where you click on the link in the description. It will bring you onto my screen. I will bring you on. It'll just be the audio. You won't be on video. So if you decide to come on my show as a caller, it won't be as a video. It'll be just audio. So you'll be heard, not seen. So, and you're welcome. There's a lot to talk about. Jimmy Garoppolo is still on the roster. We officially signed our corner, Charvarius Ward. We signed the linebacker / special teams. And now we got to do the little bit of the waiting game. Now, big news in the NFL. The Packers have traded their number one receiver, Davante Adams, to the Las Vegas Raiders. And the Las Vegas Raiders made him the highest paid receiver in the NFL. I mean, this guy's going to make about 28.5, I believe, per year. Just wow. Let's see here. What up, Damian Lee? Damian's in the house. How you doing, Damian? Says, the Niners front office is trying to prove how smart they are by holding on to Jimmy, but we are losing key players every day, so they prove they are right. I hope that's not the case, Damian. I hope that's not the case. I hope we sign Collins. I believe that's the right tackle that was released by the Dallas Cowboys. I believe that was a right tackle that was released by the Cowboys. How you doing, Luis Moreno? Welcome. Hey, brother. How's it going? It's going good. Just a, Thursday evening. Talk a little 49er football. Have a little bit fun. Listen, guys, real quick before we proceed. We know the drill. Please wipe your feet before entering. And smash that like button for your boy, Niner Sickness. Would truly appreciate that. So, the link is in the subscription. Click on the subscription. The link will be in the bottom. It'll say click on the link to join the show. Click on it. It works better with Chrome. I notice with a Chrome browser. So if you're able to do it with Chrome, that'll be great. Click on the link. You will pop up on my screen, and then I'll bring you on and talk to you. Niner 49, welcome to the show, brother. I like holding on to Jimmy for a trade. Go big or go home. I like that. Go big or go home. Luis Moreno says, Jarvis Landry practicing with Debo. Any thoughts on that? Don't read too much into that. I know people have been reading into it. Listen, players tend to work out with each other. It just happens that Jarvis Landry is unemployed. He's not on a team. But players usually work with each other. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean he won't come to the Niners. It doesn't mean the Niners are not interested, but it doesn't mean that just because they're working together that it's an indication that the Niners are going to sign him. So we'll have to wait and see. Kathy Sanchez, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Says, hello, Beto. Sorry I missed your show earlier. No worries, Kathy. You are here right now, so that's all that matters. Thank you for wiping your feet. I appreciate that. Let's see here. You watching March Minot? No, not this year. I am so down because of my Lakers. My Lakers are playing so bad. They decided to go old instead of young, and it's clipping them in the butt. So, basketball hasn't been something that I've been too key on. And then for my baseball, we've been losing a bunch of players. So, football is where I'm at right now, 9-49. I would love to get Cole Beasley because he plays slot. He's a slot receiver, and that'll be great for us. But I think the Green Bay Packers will probably make a play for him now that they save all that money in Devontae Adams. The most likely they'll make a play for Cole Beasley, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. So the link is on the subscription. I also put it in the comments. I put the link in the comments. So if you want to join, you can just click on the link. Feel free to join and let me know how you feel. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts about Jimmy G still being on the roster. Should he be gone? Will they trade him? Will he be on the roster come week 1? What in the heck are John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan waiting for? Why are they waiting to trade this kid? Do they truly believe in Trey Lance? Are they hesitant to start Trey? So many things that are lingering because, one, they don't officially name Trey Lance the starter. 2, they're still holding on to Garoppolo. And that doesn't look good. I want to get your thoughts. I would love to get your thoughts on that scenario. So if you want to come on my show, it'll just be audio. It won't be video. As you notice, I'm not on camera either. It'll just be your audio, and you're welcome to come on. Just click on the link, and I'll bring you on. Luis Moreno says, did we let go of K1 Williams? No, not yet. I haven't heard of him signing anywhere yet. So I think he's still a free agent. We might bring him back. I don't know. They're doing good. Busy, but good, Kathy. Hi, Beto, and members of the Empire. How you doing, David? Welcome back, sir. And again, thank you always for wiping your feet. Truly appreciate it. Um, all I know is this. If there's a will, there's a way. Look at the Rams. The Rams were over the cap. They have all this money allocated to all these players, and yet they just signed Allen Robinson to a $45 million contract with $30 million guaranteed. Where are the Rams getting this money from? So I tend to believe that if you want to bring in a player, whether we have Jimmy G or not, there's a way to work things around, move things around, and get what we need. But I think it's not necessarily that because we have Jimmy, we haven't pursued anybody. I just think the Niners are truly going to build this during the draft. Their intention is to build through the draft and sprinkle through free agency. Get a little sprinkle. I mean, listen, we didn't make a big old splash, but at the end of the day, we did bring in one of the top free agent corners, right? We brought in Ward from the Kansas City Chiefs, and we brought in a special teams player, and we lost Streets to the Saints, so we brought in the kid from the Colts to replace Streets. Not necessarily DJ Jones. I think Javon Kinlaw is going to replace DJ Jones, and the kid that we picked up from the Colts, ex-Eagles and Colts, he will replace Kadarius Streets. So the Niners kind of sprinkled what they needed to sprinkle within the free agency, and I really believe they're going to address the team through the draft, in my opinion. But I don't think they're strapped, per se. What's up, Mike H? Welcome to the show, brother. Beto, this is your third live in 4 hours. Easy with the coffee. Actually, it was my second. Did I do a third? Oh, yes, it is my third. Look at you keeping tabs. Look at Mike H, the stalker. Just kidding. What's up, brother? Let me give you my face expression, bro. What the heck? Are you stalking me, vato? Órale. That's funny stuff, bro. Why you stalking me for? Why you stalking me for? Huh? So how's everybody doing tonight on this beautiful Thursday night? Kind of doing something a little bit different. Normally, I am on video all the time. But wanted just to come live and get some callers. Get some callers in here and have you guys express how you feel. And let me know what your thoughts are about what's going on with the San Francisco 49ers. This is your opportunity. This is going to be an audio only session. So when you call in, you will set it up as a video, but I'm going to bring you on just via audio. And so I'll be able to see you, but everybody else won't. They'll just be able to hear you. So if you want to be part of this show tonight and let me know how you feel and express your thoughts of the San Francisco 49ers, I placed the link in the comments, and it's also on the description of this video, and you can join me if you like, and we can talk a little bit of football. David McNew, there we go. Give me 1 second. Let me bring him in real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. Charge. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. How you doing, David? Hold on, guys. I'm trying this program for the first time. Give me 1 second. Hey, how you doing, David? Let's try. Hold on. You have to unmute yourself. You have yourself muted. It says you muted yourself. You have to unmute yourself there, David, if you can hear me.
Okay, can you hear me now?
There you are. Now I can hear you, brother. How you doing,
Sweet.
David?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing great, bro. Thank you for joining me on the show tonight. What are your thoughts of what's going on with your Niners, brother?
Well, I didn't expect any big free agent splashes. I was honestly surprised when we signed Javarius Ward. Pleasantly surprised though. I mean, he's pretty good and he's going to thrive in our system. And I mean, beyond that, I totally expect us to kind of sit on our hands till the draft and then go through and, fill out the special teams needs and some backup roles after then. But I mean, I don't expect us to do much because, the first season we had John Lynch, that they started to draft okay. Then they signed Quan Alexander and, traded for D Ford and gave them big money. And that taught Lynch and Shanahan a good lesson right there that, it's just better to build through the draft. So it's just one of those, the whole big splash in free agency. I really don't like big splashes in free agency. I mean, Justin Smith and Richard Sherman are probably the best free agent acquisitions we've ever had. But I mean, that's a matter of opinion. But
No, I
built
hear
through
you.
the draft. Yeah, built through the draft, sign our own players, spend our money on our own. That's just how I look at it. That's how it should be.
Yeah, exactly. And I know that a lot of us 49er fans, we see these names either available to be traded for or we see these players get dropped and cut and all of a suddenly the Niners want to go after them. And when I mean Niners, I'm talking about the fans. The fans want to go after, the Julio Jones, the Fletcher Cox players and realize that we're building a structure here and we're utilizing the finances. It's not Madden. It's not like you can just pick up players and put it on your team. You got to build this correctly if you want it to last. And even though those names look tempting, and yes, they can be helpful, but why would you want to pay so much money for a Julio Jones if he's not the Julio Jones of Atlanta? I mean, he went to the Titans and the Titans cut him because he missed half of the season due to injury. And you're going to give this guy all this money, and if he gets hurt and he's on the bench, then what? And this is why Niner Faithful has to be patient. We kind of sprinkled a little bit in the free agency. We got a corner, which we needed help in our secondary. We got a good corner. We got a special teams player, and we got a D tackle to kind of replace Streets. And now we can address, and I'm not saying that we're over in free agency, but we now can address our players like maybe Arden Key and some other players that need to be brought back in and continue to build through the draft.
Yep, I 100% agree with that. I mean, that's how a good team should get built. Plug a hole here and there with a free agent, but make sure you sign the right one, which we did. I mean, Ward is only 25. He hasn't even, hit his ceiling yet.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that was a great signing in my opinion.
Yeah, he's good. He'll be 26 in the start of the season. He's young. He's younger than Emmanuel Mosley. And and a lot of people, as soon as we signed him, people are like, why would you pay so much money for not even an upgrade from Emmanuel Mosley? I personally think he is, but even if he's just as good as Emmanuel Mosley, I don't know about you, David, but I've always said to my peers and those that I talk to, if we had someone of the caliber of Emmanuel Mosley on the other side, because Jason Verrett is always hurt, man, this team will be good. Secondary-wise, it would be great to have two Emmanuel Mosleys. So now we bring in Ward. They can do that. And what people don't realize is when in certain packages, when we play Ward on the outside, Thomas on the outside, we can move Emmanuel Mosley in the inside as a slot corner, and kind of like we did in when we used to have Carlos Rogers, and we used to move him around. We can do that now. And this secondary now, depending if we bring Tart back or not, I would love to bring back Tart. I know a lot of people are talking like the Honey Badger, and that's a nice addition too. But even if we brought Tart back at a good price, we already know that him and Jimmy Ward work good together. Now you added a good corner to the mix. I think the secondary would be pretty good. What's your thoughts on the secondary for what you see so far, David?
I think Ward is a serious upgrade at corner. We'll have Ambry Thomas going into his second year, and he came a long ways from the start of the season. I mean, he was starting games and playing pretty good. We have Lenore still, and I honestly think, this draft, it's a deep draft in corners according to the scouts. So, we should be able to pick up one or two. Emmanuel Mosley is a free agent next year, so I wouldn't be surprised if they don't retain him. And, they kind of like the Aaron Banks, Lincoln Tomlinson thing, how they drafted him, but more or less, I honestly think they drafted him because they were planning on not retaining Tomlinson because they knew he would cost too much.
Correct.
But, I think they're going to plan ahead. They might draft. I wouldn't be surprised to see him take two corners this draft again.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, David. And I do believe that the whole thought process of drafting Aaron Banks wasn't necessarily to put him at right guard. It was to eventually replace Lincoln if they did not retain him. And the reason why they tried Aaron at right guard is because if he worked there, and let's say they would have signed Lincoln to a year or two more extension, then they could have moved Aaron at right guard. But the fact that he didn't do so well at right guard and the money was a little bit too much for Lincoln, they just decided to let Lincoln walk and move Aaron Banks there next to big Trent Williams. And we just got to work on bringing a center in the draft. I think we'll find maybe we can get a guard center type of player in the draft. I think the Niners, I hope they do. I hope the Niners get another running back in the draft as well. I know we're not, other than last year, the Niners are known to take undrafted free agents when it comes to running backs, but we took two last year, which really shocked me, especially moving back into the third to get Trey Sermon. Do you think the Niners, now that we lost Raheem Mostert, do you think the Niners pursue another running back in the draft, or do you think they wait until the undrafted running backs?
I think, though, we have a lot of seventh-round picks, and, it's like sixth-round picks. I think in that area they're going to be looking for a speedster, a change of pace back. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Lynch and Shanahan take one earlier, depending on how high they are on the running backs in this class. But that's what I expect. I expect a day 3 pick.
A day 3, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
I expect day 1 to be an offensive lineman, another corner, maybe an edge rusher. And, day 2 anyway, we don't have any day 1 picks yet. You never know what's going to happen. But, and then, from there, they're probably just going to pick best player available because, when it comes to needs, we have depth. So, honestly, our offensive line's a big need, though. So, yeah. That they need to pick a guard. If they're not confident in McGlinchey, that'll probably be a tackle. But, we're just going to have to see, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, one of the areas that I really want them to really focus on is the center. I know Alex Mac is there, but honestly, I think this will be his last year in 2022. He is definitely getting up there in age. I would love to bring in a center and groom him, be able to watch and learn from Mac, and you know, eventually in 2023 he'll be able to ready to go. And I don't know what rounds they'll find one in, but I know that this is a deep draft for defensive linemen and corners. So if they do their due diligence and the scouting team does their job correctly, which if you really realize that the Niners they draft better in the later rounds than they do in the earlier rounds. So hopefully, I mean, look at all the players they have hit in the fifth round. Fifth round to me is like the lucky round for us. We have Kittle, Greenlaw, Hufanga, and we got lucky with Elijah Mitchell in the sixth round. So I expect to get some, go after some corner, like you said, draft maybe two more corners, or maybe a safety. Maybe we draft a safety. Do you think the Niners might take a safety at 63 or 61 or wherever we're at drafting in the second round if it's worthy of to be taken?
Well, if we don't find a suitable replacement for Tart, which I mean, Hufunga, he's pretty good, but I mean, he needs to work on his coverage skills. But these are all things that could come with playing time. I mean, the plan might be to start Hufunga and just live with the growing pains. But I think it depends on who's available at that pick. If a safety that was rated for early second round is there, they're probably going to take the best player available between a safety and an offensive lineman is what I'm thinking.
Okay. The thing about Hufanga, bro, he's not a good cover guy.
Yep.
And when you especially when we play a lot of nowadays, everything's played in the middle. You don't really play nothing on the outside. You need your safety to be able to cover, and if you can't do that, man, that's not a good thing. So I like him. I think I don't think Hufanga's a starting a safety in my opinion. I think he's more of a plug-in, play, bring in, kind of let your starter rest a little bit type of thing. If your starter gets hurt, you kind of bring him in. Maybe down the line as he gets better, that may change, but he needs to work on his covering skills. It's not there. He's just too slow, and all it takes is one little delay, bro, and that tight end or receiver is gone. Touchdown, 7 points or 6 points. So you got to make sure you cover that. So we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, I would love to see Tart back. I know a lot of people want the Honey Badger. I think but I don't. Do you have an idea, more or less, what the Honey Badger will cost us if he came to the Niners?
It's kind of a funny thing about him. So I had to watch a few of those games just because local TV showed it. And I saw him whiff. I saw him whiff on some tackles that were easy tackles, and I'm sitting there like, why isn't he hitting the guy? Why isn't he? I saw a few things that were like that made me really not want the Niners to go after him. But I mean, it was kind of like it was a business decision to not make the hit because then he won't get hurt type of thing. That's kind of what my thinking was. But yeah, I did. I saw him whiff on some tackles that should have been made easily, and I was very surprised by it.
Yeah, me too, bro. Real quick, we have Moses in the house. What's up, Moses? How you doing, sir? If you want to join us, let me know. I'll send the link. You can join us and let us know. I don't know if you met Moses or not, David, but he's played secondary. He's coached secondary, and his sons play that position right now. So he's very educated in that area. So hopefully he'll join us and give us some of his expertise. Have you met him? Have you talked to him before?
I don't think I've talked to him before, but I've seen him on a stream here and there. I mean, I've only really been on YouTube for about a year, just doing things and following Niners content creators. But I have seen him the whole time though.
Oh, have you?
But yeah. I think I've seen him on. I think he was on CG stream a while ago. Maybe it was John Jay and Niners Ultimate Report. It was one of those two.
Oh, okay, that's a possibility. That is a possibility. So I put the link on there, Moses. There he is. I knew he would pop in. Let me bring him in real quick. Moses, how you doing, sir?
For about a year, just doing things.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's going on, Sickness?
How you doing, brother?
Oh, nothing much. Just finished having some ribs for dinner, with the wife.
Right on. The good. Hey, have you ever spoken to David McNew? He's on the phone with us as well, bro. David, can you hear Moses?
Oh yeah, I can hear him.
I think we chatted on your comments, but as far as meeting or talking, I don't recall.
Okay. Well, this is David.
I probably
and
did.
This is Moses.
I probably did. It's not clicking right now.
Let me see.
It was a long time ago, before the season, I think.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
I couldn't tell you when. I couldn't tell you when exactly. I mean,
Hey, Sickness. You know what? Like I was saying, I studied Travis Ward. I think that's his name. I would looked at 2 videos, just looked them up to see what he got and everything. I do see some positive. I do see some negatives.
Okay.
The positives. I love his footwork off the line of scrimmage for sure. Something that I've been hammering Thomas and Dante Johnson to get their footwork straightened out and be disciplined. I like the fact that he liked to on the hip to hip. He's locked on the hip. I like that he's always in position to make it a 50-50 ball, whether it's going to get caught, get intercepted, or batted down. I like that. I like that the fact that even though he gets beat here and there, but not as bad as Thomas used to get beat. But what helps Ward is his speed, to his recovering speed. That's what helps him keep up. So
Okay.
like someone like a Deion Sanders per se, but not as fast as Deion Sanders. But I love his cover speed. The only issue I have with Ward, as I was watching the highlights, he is prone to get penalties. He likes to grab, and that's something that I saw that was a concern. But I'm pretty sure that'll be corrected. But I just didn't like the fact that he likes to grab. His speed and his cover speed, is good enough. He doesn't need to grab.
Oh, that's interesting. I know he had he had a few penalties last year, but there were not that many. I mean, I think Josh Norman, in the short time that he was with us, had more penalties than Ward had all year.
Yeah, Josh Norman, that's a different story. Sickness. He literally got his. Excuse my language. Well, let me rephrase.
Thank
He
you.
literally got his butt kicked off the line of scrimmage. Soon as the ball got snapped, he got beat. Why? Because he fouled his footwork. That's why I taught my son the footwork is going to be very important, because your footwork is going to get you where you need to be.
Yeah, and if you don't, and then if you're backpedaling and trying to catch up, now you're in trouble. And when he's in trouble, he freaks out. I don't know if he freaks out, but he kind of like just grabs and hopefully he doesn't get caught for the penalty, but he doesn't want to be burned.
Right.
And who does? I mean, nobody wants to get burned in national TV, but when you're grabbing a lot, that, like you said, it tells you your footwork is not there and your speed's not there no more. And now you're grabbing because you can't keep up with the receiver. And the whole Josh Norman and nightmare was crazy.
I'd never been so stressed out. I mean, there were times I felt like relapsing. I'm just kidding about that, but I thought about it.
Yeah.
Josh Norman was horrible.
And knowing Josh Norman, I do agree with people. Maybe age did catch up with him, but based on what I saw in the past, his coverage was never that horrible like it was with the 49ers.
Yeah. I real quick, Moses and David, Roberto has joined us. Roberto's a big Niner fan. He loves his Niners, man, and he joined us tonight. Roberto, how you doing tonight?
Hey, what's up, Niner Sickness? What's up, Victor?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up? What's
What's
up,
going on,
people?
Roberto?
He likes his
What's up,
Niners,
man?
man. He's fired up for his Niners,
Yeah,
right, Roberto?
yeah, man. You see me on the set. If you know who I am, man. I hope y'all doing good tonight, and yeah, I just wanted to call in, man. Just talk some Niner football and see what's up.
No worries, no worries. You're welcome to jump in
Yeah.
there and have you tonight. Yeah, it's just I want to get you guys' thought. Let me ask Moses, as he popped in, is what are your feelings on the whole situation and Sega, soap opera Sega that we're going through right now with Jimmy? What's your thought? What do you think their thought process is of still holding on to him? You think it's because nobody really wants him yet? Do you think they're waiting for Deshaun Watson domino to fall? What's your thought process on that whole situation, Moses?
Now, no, I don't understand, as far as football business, about money in the market, but somebody made an interesting point on Twitter, is that it seems like Shanahan and John Lynch are trying to play out the market, see how it plays out before they make a move. That's what it seems like.
Okay, yeah, it does. I mean, I know I trust Lynch and Kyle. I don't think Lynch is the type of person that is going to sit there and just be prideful and no, we want a 2 or we want a high 2 or we want a 1. I think if the right price presents itself and the Niners feel that it's good for them, I think they will take it. But then people forget that even though Jimmy's no longer uh, can choose where he wants to go, I mean, he can't veto where he wants to go. The Niners can just trade him anywhere. But the Niners, out of respect to him and the loyalty that he's shown the time that he's been here, his etiquette, he's been polite, he's been nice. He hasn't started no trouble in the locker room. So I think the Niners are more like, all right, if the right price comes, we'll send you that. If they offer them a 1, they'll probably send them to Siberia. But other than that, do you think that they're allowing Jimmy to choose where he wants to go? Anybody
I
can
think
answer
it.
that.
Yeah, I think they're letting Jimmy G choose, but it's coming to the point where they're gonna have no choice but to like send him to Cleveland, because based on what I'm seeing is Cleveland's interested in him.
Yeah, the whole scenario is crazy over there with Baker Mayfield. Baker, he's always been a prima donna, even in college, and his butt got hurt because the Browns they were looking in, dipping at Watson. But my thought process is this: if you're playing your butt off, and if they're completely in love with you and what you're doing, they probably wouldn't even mess with Watson. The fact that they're looking at Watson is because they're not completely sold on Mayfield. So I don't understand when he gets his butt hurt. And then, okay, so they decide, to calm him down. All right, we're out of the Watson situation. All right, we'll stick with you. And now he's like, I want to be traded. I want to be traded. And it's like, man. So if he does get traded, say to the Seahawks, I've been hearing that Jimmy could go to the Browns, but I also heard too that if Watson chooses the Atlanta Falcons, and they may do like a 3-team trade where he goes
I'm hearing the same thing.
to the
I'm hearing the
Falcons,
same thing.
and then Matt Ryan goes to the Colts. That takes the Colts away from us, and if we lose the Colts, and let's say the Browns just fix it with Baker Mayfield, now where does Jimmy go?
Yeah.
And
So
if he
I
doesn't
do
go
understand.
anywhere, do we keep him for the year, or do we cut him?
You know what, Cygnus, the way I see it playing out as of right now, I'm not saying down the road, but it seems like down the road, it seems like Jimmy G is going to be the starter next year.
Wow, that's interesting. That is
'Cause
interesting.
I really believe, I don't know if anybody will disagree with me, but I believe that what happened in the NFC Championship kind of did a little damage to Jimmy G's trade value.
Do you think so?
Yeah, especially with I don't know what the hell he was thinking about shoveling to that pass and ended up getting intercepted towards the end of the game. I don't know what he was thinking.
Well, I think he was trying to imitate Kyle Murray
Roger.
in the
Yeah.
end zone when he threw it a crazy pass like that and it was intercepted for a touchdown. He's like, hey, if Kyle can do it, Kyle Murray can do it. Let me try it. I don't know what to stop. You know what? I mean, the guy needed surgery on his shoulder. I'm not making excuses for him. I'm not, and it sounds like I'm going to, but he needed surgery. He had it done. His thumb was bothering him. What's his name was on his face. Can't think of his name. Aaron Donald was in his face. I'm pretty sure if he can redo that throw, he would. I don't think he threw it intentionally. Everything happens in fast speed. We see it in slow motion, kind of. But I hear you, man, and it sucks because what a way for him to go out, right? Going out as a interception, like with an interception. So that's.
And I do understand. And Sickness, I do understand. One more thing before I let the other gentleman jump in. Me and you played football. Yeah, I agree. It's not easy to play with an injury in a football game. It's not easy at all. You and I both experienced that, but that was a bonehead play.
Yeah. It was, it was like I said. I don't know. I felt bad for him. Honestly, it's like, man, that's really what they're gonna remember him by is like that bonehead play. So you just brought it up yourself, and it's like, everything that he did throughout the game. The one thing about Jimmy too, though, man, he definitely kept us in close games. That Dallas game should have been further than it was, and the only reason why it was so close is because Jimmy decides to throw the ball to the other team. I know that Fred Warner would love Jimmy to go to the Seahawks because he'll have INTs twice a year. Warner would be like, "Yeah, go to the Seahawks, baby." That I guarantee to, because he likes to throw to right in the middle of the pocket. So,
That would be funny.
yeah, so
you know what?
That's what they feel like. We don't want them.
And you know what? Sickness. I'm really tripping on my boy Streets, man. He went to the Saints. I'm tripping out on that.
You're not gonna like me for this, bro, but I'm glad he hit the streets.
Yeah, up the streets.
I'm glad he hit the
He went
streets.
to the street.
The kid that we picked up, it's probably in the same boat as Streets. I mean, I just Streets, for being such a big guy, he was moved easily, man. How do you become that? How are you that big and get tossed that easy? Even DJ doesn't get tossed, and DJ's smaller.
I agree.
Yeah, DJ.
But showed it Maurice Hurst too. There was times he got tossed.
Yeah. But that's what Maurice Hurst needs. Just lazy. He needs to. I'm glad they kept him for a really good. I mean, I just don't want a repeat of the last year where he's going to spend most of the time on the IR. We don't want that. Hopefully he plays, but he's a good plug and play for the running game. Anybody can answer it. David, Roberto, or Moses.
Yeah.
Question is this.
Yeah.
We drafted Javon Kinlaw. Forget about DeForest Buckner. We drafted Javon Kinlaw for the 3 technique. That's what he plays, 3 technique. We brought him in for the 3 technique. But when we moved, when he got hurt, and we were struggling, and we decided to move Eric Armstead in the inside and put him in the 3 technique, he kind of took over that spot and played it very well. What are you guys' thought of bringing, when Javon Kinlaw comes back, instead of putting him in the 3 technique, move him to the nose tackle and let him be a big body to stop the run and allow Eric to stay where he's at?
I want to reserve my judgment on Kinlaw. The reason why, because I want to see how that knee holds up during the season.
Okay. How about you, David?
Well, when it comes to the knee surgery, they said they thought they found the problem, which, that's nice and everything, but they didn't say they know they found the problem. So, I mean, when he was on the field and, playing pretty good, he was eating blockers. He was doing his job. If he's healthy, then he is definitely going to be replacing DJ Jones at the nose tackle, and we should keep Armstead at defensive tackle.
Agree.
Yeah,
You see
definitely.
that breaking news? I wonder if that's true. If we sign Ray McLeod,
I
Did
don't
we?
even know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that. Like,
I got
Who's Raymond McLeod?
the return specialist.
Return specialist, yeah. I like that. Moses is like, did we? Yeah, who is he?
I thought we signed.
I love that, Moses. That was so cool, bro. Did we really?
Hey,
Yeah, I was like, we
Yeah.
did really,
We did.
but who is he?
But who is he?
hey, sickness.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Roberto. What's up, bro?
Hey, I thought you said we signed the clouds from the sky, man.
No, not the
Oh,
sky
okay.
cloud. We're not going to put him in the cloud like Apple.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
Maybe he can help us in the defense.
I don't know.
You know?
This is Steelers attempted to keep McLeod, but the San Francisco made a stronger commitment.
Oh, yeah,
Ooh,
whatever.
we.
We got him on a 2-year deal.
That's, oh my goodness, that special teams is going to rock.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
guy can-
because
this
we
guy
lost
can
Trent
change the
Cannon
field.
to Miami, right?
I'm sorry, what?
We lost Trent Cannon to Miami, right? That's
Yeah,
why they
but
wanted to return
this guy is way better than Trent Cannon, bro. This guy's like,
Yeah.
Cannon went to the Titans. He went to the Titans.
I thought he
Oh, he went
did
to the Titans. Okay.
I don't know where he went, but yeah, but this kid is pretty good, man. You know, a lot of, especially starting Trey Lance as a rookie, and I say rookie because it's going to be his first year starting. Whoa,
Whoa, what
Yeah.
was that?
I don't know. I
That was
just,
my treadmill.
but man, it threw me off. That thing was. Ooh.
Yeah, that kind of scared me, man. I'm like, what?
But
Yeah.
yeah, you know, field position is something that you really got to work on, and if we can get great field position every time that Ray gets the ball, that'll set up Trey. If we can set him up in a good position, because you don't want Trey starting from your own 5-yard line all the time, like
No.
like Jimmy did. If you can get him to start from your 40, 50-yard line, then now you can do more things with Trey than you could with the 5-yard line. So, but David, is it sure that we did sign him or we're trying to sign him?
Yep. No, we signed him to a 2-year deal. It's reported by multiple sources.
Cool. That should get the Niners fans a little happy. Well, those that know who he
Yeah.
is.
Just don't
I
put
would like
Jamal.
to make a comment on the Jimmy G front.
Yeah, go for it.
I think we got a business decision going on here. So
Yeah.
if we cut him, it would have been like a little bit over $7 million injury, and that would have been directly affected on the cap.
Okay.
So if
I
they
agree.
wait for his shoulder to heal and he's medically cleared and they cut him, then they're not on the hook for that. It's just the 2.4 million dead money.
Which is
But
cheaper than the 7.
time, at the same time, yeah, it's different than 7. But then at the same time, we can't get a decent return for an injured quarterback too. So
That
I
is
think
true.
that's a business decision on multiple fronts. And John Lynch, restructured Kittle and Armstead just to keep Jimmy on the roster and fill out what he can get. And if he can't get much, then I get the feeling that they will cut him.
So right now it's kind of the waiting game. Like, okay, let's see what we can do and kind of put him in the back burner a little bit. Like you said, let him clear. Once he clears, we save the $7 million plus. Now we can get more trade value for him if we're able to maneuver here and there. I think I believe they may have Fred Warner and Jimmy Ward on the back burner for restructuring contracts if they have to. Nobody really wants to kick the can down the road, but if you have to make adjustments, especially with Fred Warner and Jimmy Ward, 2 good players, you move them back a little bit. You get some extra money so you can sign the rookies in your draft picks.
Yeah.
And like you said, once Jimmy gets healed up and he's ready to go, not only do we save $5 million because we'll lose the 2 and dead money, but we'll be able to get a better return for him. So you're right, David. That is a very smart business decision. But a lot of times Niner fans don't want to hear that. What they want is they want him out of here. And the best scenario is we would have traded him already, right? But
Yeah.
Ain't nobody trading for him.
I really thought, in the back of my mind, I really thought he was going to go to the Steelers. I really thought about that. Thought that it was going to happen.
Yeah, they'd
Yeah.
rather go with Mitch. I can't throw Trubisky. You know, and I can't blame him though. I really think if the shoulder injury was not something that needed to take place, Jimmy would have been gone already.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm kind of pissed that he's not. He's still here, but
But Cygnus, don't get it twisted. Cygnus, don't get it twisted. Trey Lance, like I said before, I'm gonna hold my. If he's a starter, I'm gonna hold my judgment because I'm gonna see what he got. I can't judge him based off 2.5 games. I can't do it. You got to show more.
Correct. And in fairness, and that's good. That's okay because you're right. But in fairness, I tell people the same, and this is not reference to you, Moses. This is just people in general that just like people can't judge him based on 2.5 games positively, they shouldn't judge him negatively either, which a lot of people are doing until he starts showing us what he can do. Because a lot of people are like, "Oh, Jimmy's not. I mean, Trey's not going to be good. Trey doesn't have this." And it's he's raw. He's raw. He hasn't played a lot of football, but the potential's there. The ceiling's there.
Yeah.
And I do see high hopes. Don't get me wrong. I do see high hopes. I can't say negative things about him. I can't say positive things. That's why I always say I reserve my judgment because I want to see what he got.
Yeah, absolutely. I just for what I've seen in college, and again, college is different. I understand that. I understand the school that he played against. I understand the defenses that he faced, but technique is still technique, and fundamentals is still fundamentals. And what I've seen from him, and not only that, but he comes from a good family. He's willing to learn. He's smart from his neck up, and that's what you want. He's learning the offense, and if he can translate that and do that quick thinking where he can process the defense and make his reads quickly, that's going to help him a lot. Because a lot of people, I don't know about you guys, I want to get your thoughts. A lot of people think that he's a runner first and a passer second, and I think that's a misconception. I think he's a pocket passer first, looking to run if he needs to extend the play, but he's not looking to run first. What's your guys' thoughts on that? Anyone?
I think there was a big jump, and I mean in Kyle Shanahan's trust between game 1 and start 1 against the Red Chickens and start 2 against the Texans.
Absolutely.
And I mean, the start 1, it was more like, it was kind of like we were playing we had a college offense going on. And then start 2, he was calling more pass plays and had a lot more trust. But I mean, it's still not enough to judge, how good of a player he's going to be. We'll just have to see. But I did like what I saw in the second start. I mean, he, when he rolled out, extended a play, and he threw downfield to, I can't remember if it was Ayuk or Debo. I really liked what I saw, and the crowd did too. They cheered like we were like winning the Super Bowl at that point.
Oh yeah, it was with Debo.
Debo.
Yeah, with Debo. Yeah.
My thing is, I agree with Cygnus. He's a pocket passer first, but with those 2 games that I saw, he's a pocket passer, but also a one-read quarterback. But I think he's going to be a good pocket passer, better than a Kaepernick. I think for right now, that's my judgment on him.
Yeah.
I mean, our team is so good too. I mean, he doesn't have to be great right off the bat. He can do what Jimmy's been doing. Pass the ball off to the running back, make a throw here and there. I mean, he doesn't have to be great right off the bat, but it would be nice to see him get better as the season goes. I'll say that.
Yeah, and I do agree. Don't put too much on his plate. Let him grow into the position.
Yeah, just and I think Kyle Shanahan. I mean, listen, Kyle Shanahan. It's to me, what I've been hearing is it's a quarterback friendly type of system. He does, with the run game and all the misdirections, everything that he does to help out to take the pressure off the quarterback. Look what he did with Jimmy against Aaron Donald, with all the misdirection and all, having Trent move from left to the right and run. I mean, everything that he does, it helps out the quarterback. And then if you
Yeah.
have a good defense, also, that's going to take pressure off of Trey. I don't know about you guys. I think Trey, even as a rookie, can do what Jimmy did.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing Jimmy does well is
Agreed.
quick release. He's a quick release type of guy. But tell me
Yeah.
I mean, he's not replacing Aaron Rodgers or freaking even Matthew Stafford. He's replacing Jimmy G. The expectations
yeah.
are not high. I see Trey Lance doing what can do what Jimmy did and go a little bit further with his legs and extend plays where Jimmy will normally be taking a sack. Trey could be extending it with the run.
What Trey needs to do too, Sickness, is learn how to slide and go on to the next play because he likes to take on tacklers. I've noticed that,
Yeah.
especially I think it was the Arizona game. I think it was where he took on the
Yeah, he
deep-
thinks
the
he's
deep
a lineman.
safety.
Yeah. And
He needs to learn how to get down.
and he needs to, you know what he needs to do, bro? In my opinion, he needs to go hang around with Elijah Mitchell. He needs to learn how to fall
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
him.
Fall forward, bro. It's like you see some of those first down that he didn't get because he's just like stopped. I'm like, what are you doing,
Yeah.
Trey? You're about 6'3", 6'4", 200 plus pounds, and you're just stopping. All you got to do is drop forward, and you're going to gain at least a yard. That's one thing I like about Elijah. Elijah, he falls forward. He's never
Yeah.
negative.
And Sickness, I'm not gonna lie. When I played, I'm not gonna lie. There was twice I got trucked over by a quarterback, and I'll be real about it. It's not a great feeling.
It's probably more embarrassing, huh?
Yeah, because you think you have the tackle, and all of a sudden you're going backwards.
Isn't it all in the angle that you take? I mean, if your feet are not planted, and he catches you in the wrong spot. Look at last year with Brunskill. It was a Tomlinson, and I'm trying to think of the defender that just bulldozed him. I mean, he just threw him on his back, bro. I mean, literally just picked him up and threw him on his back and sacked Jimmy. Matter of fact, he just got released. He's out there. He's available to get picked up. But
Fletcher
Yeah.
Cox.
I don't know if it was him. I'm thinking. I don't think it was him. I don't know if it was with the Rams or who he was with. But you know what? It could have been Von Miller. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Yeah,
But-
it was Von
was
Miller.
it Von
yeah.
Miller? Yeah. And
Yeah,
he just
Von Miller.
knocked him. But it wasn't that Tomlinson was weaker. It's just he caught balance. He caught him off balance. And if your feet are not planted to the ground, and you're not holding your spot, you're gonna even Trent. I seen Trent do it. You don't see Trent go down very often, though. He's a big boy, but
He's very strong too, like very strong.
he's very strong. Yeah, he's very strong. So let me ask you guys: you think we take a receiver in this year's draft?
I'm really hoping to get that receiver from South Dakota, Trey Lance's former teammate. But I don't think it's going to happen. But I think they're going to go receiver, a speed receiver to clear the field.
Everybody likes him because of the whole Chase and Burris thing. But he's gonna go in the low 20s in the first round, bro. That way he did in the combine, he just pushed himself up. And if he doesn't go in the low first, he's gonna go in the high seconds. I doubt it. He'll be even anywhere near where we're picking at. And we would have to give capital to move up, and I don't think they're gonna. If he falls to their lap, they'll take him, of course. But I don't think they're gonna move up and lose capital to get him just to satisfy us and Trey.
Don't be surprised, Sickness. Don't be surprised, Sickness, if the Niners go after that D lineman from Georgia. I don't remember his name, but boy, that dude can move. I don't know what his name is. I forgot.
D-line,
He's from Georgia.
White, Devontae White. No.
He's from Georgia.
From college.
He ran a 4.6 as a D lineman. It was something like that.
Yeah. I can't think of his name.
I think might be Devontae White, the Georgia guy.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that his name, Devontae White?
Yeah,
Roberto?
it's a Devontae White is WYATT. Devontae White, Georgia.
Oh,
That
okay.
guy. Yeah, the Georgia D lineman. Yeah.
Don't be
He
surprised
plays
if the Niners-
tackle or guard.
Tackle, man.
D-line.
Oh, D-line,
D-line.
D-line. Okay.
Man, he's. I heard he's like fast too. Well, yeah.
But I
He's
think
faster than
4'6".
DJ Jones.
I think if they go defensively, they got to go after that defensive end to kind of parallel with Nick Bosa. They got to find that pass rusher to kind of
Yeah.
replace D Ford speed. Because this guy is Samson, even though he started to pick it up towards the end of the year, which is great news to have. I don't know if he's just your natural starter. He's more of your fill-in type of defensive
Yeah.
end. And then Arden Key, I don't know what's happening with him. And although I do like the kid that we brought in from the Texans, Charlie.
It's Charlie. It's Charles.
Something like
Charles. Yeah, it's Omenihu.
Omenihu, yeah.
Yeah.
He looks promising. He looks like he's going to be good
Yeah.
going forward, man. So
Yeah.
I like this kid. We'll see, but we still need speed. But if we can plug in, because like you said, a lot of people are not comfortable with not comfortable. They're not feeling safe with Javon Kinlaw. They don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think the Niners will be smart to kind of draft his replacement if he doesn't work
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, now we brought back Maurice Hurst. We brought him back too.
Yeah. Well, I know he will be cheap because he didn't. I mean, the dude didn't even play at all. At all. That's like I think Jason Verrett will be brought back too. Let me get you guys' thought on Jason Verrett. I know he got hurt. He gets hurt, but now if we sign him to kind of the league minimum, we do have Ward now, and we have Thomas. And I mentioned this earlier. You were. I don't think you were in here yet, Moses. And since you do secondary, I wanted to get your thoughts when we do play when we do certain packages. I was saying that we can play Thomas and Ward on the outside, and then slide in Emmanuel Mosley in the inside as a slot corner, kind of like we did with Carlos Hyde back in the day. What's your thoughts on that, Moses?
It's happened before. When Sherman was on the, I want to say 2019. I might be wrong about that, but I have seen that before, and it was pretty effective. But they kind of went away with that.
But maybe because of the personnel.
Yeah, personnel played a role in it. Because I know when they brought in Verrett, Mosley slided down, and then Sherman and who was it? Sherman and Verrett were on the outside while they slid Mosley. They did that a few times in 2019, so it was pretty effective.
That's right, and he plays. Yeah, he played. You're right. He plays very good there. So and Thomas, you keep working with Thomas. I think he'll be okay on the outside when they slip him in, especially if we lose Williams, K1 Williams, which I think if they do bring him back, they're going to bring him at the minimum. For the fact that I like to say the longer that these players are not signed, the better chances the Niners are bringing them back on a deal. It's because not everybody is knocking on their door to sign them immediately. So, but a lot of things can happen. Look what's been happening this year with a lot of players. They change their mind. How many players have changed their mind this year? They're they to this team and they decided not to. Just recently it was Jadarius Smith. He was going to go back to the Ravens and then he decided not to. So now he's a free agent. It happened with Gregory.
With Randy Gregory.
He was going to stay with the Cowboys, and now he's back. Now he's going with the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, he took a U-turn, and he went to Denver. He took a U-turn. Yeah.
You think about Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson. Dak Prescott, he's like, what the hell? Forget this. I'm out of here. I don't blame him. You know what I mean? And then they lose Amari Cooper and Cedric Wilson over there. Yeah, they're like, CeeDee Lamb's not that good.
Yeah, they got rid of Cooper and.
But look who shut down CeeDee Lamb. Sickness. Look who shut him down. Surprisingly, it was Thomas.
Yep.
Thomas shut him down that game.
Yep. He only had one or two receptions the whole game.
I think it was 2.
That's crazy, bro. That is crazy.
The one that was getting lit up in that game was K1. He was the one getting lit up.
They put him on Amari.
Yeah, and he got burned once.
Yep.
For that touchdown.
Yeah. Anybody? I mean, you want to put your best receiver on Amari, but when your best receiver is actually worse than your rookie, you know, things like that are going to happen. Imagine if we would have had Ward playing last year, and we would have put Ward on Amari, and we would in the way that Thomas played CeeDee Lamb, it would have been as close as it was. But
You know,
secondary is everything, man.
the one thing I was telling people, sickness, is I feel a little bit better as far as the DB goes, as far as height wise. That was my main concern. that
We got a
there were
little
teams
taller.
attacking. Yeah, they're taking their height. I mean, even though there's a technique to offset that. That's one of the things that I was taught, and I taught my boys how to offset that height disadvantage. But still, there were a lot of teams attacking the 49ers' height. That's the one thing I was concerned about.
Their height.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's 6'1", so he'll be able to handle DK Metcalf pretty good. He'll be able to handle the Jamar Chases. I think he did handle Jamar Chase last year. Not necessarily in the first time they played around, but in the playoffs, he kind of took his revenge a little bit in the playoffs because he kind of got burned.
yeah.
He got burned in the first game against Cincinnati. In the second time he played better, and that's what you want in your corners, right? If you get burned once and you get to play them again, you want to do better than you did the first time, and he definitely did that. And also against what is the other team? What team did they play before the? Was it the Bills? No, not the Bills.
No, it was Tennessee.
Tennessee, yeah. You know, they did pretty good against Tennessee, so I like this guy Ward. You know, I think he's you know, the J.C. Jacksons would have been nicer, but I'll be honest with you, I'd rather have I'd rather have Ward than have Gilmore. Gilmore's a little bit more experienced, but 31, bro, going on 32, he's up there. This kid's only 25. He'll be 26 at the start of the season.
Yeah, and so there's times sickness with Gilmore. I do like him too, but now don't get me wrong. Let me be clear. I'm judging just on his technique. There is times he's lazy on his technique, and that's one thing I don't like about Gilmore.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, and then like you know, a lot of people like to judge corners based on their interceptions, but I don't know about you guys, but you know, like the guy Diggs from the Cowboys. You know, yes, he was a Pro Bowl corner 7. What did he get? 11 interceptions, but the guy couldn't cover for not everybody. How many yards did he give? How many touchdowns did he give up all season?
But look who Diggs went up against in that division. He went up against JV people. Of course, he's going to be an All-Pro guarding JV people.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That is so true. You know, but I think he's overrated, bro. You know, I don't know.
And I remember sickness. I was saying, and we were saying when you're doing your live show before the Cowboy game, Diggs can be had. He can be had, and look what happened. Ayuk and Debo just worked him because even though Diggs is good, he is fast, but his technique is not all there. And that's one thing, David and Roberto sickness. I always judge by the technique, and there were in that game he was lazy on his technique where he got had.
Yeah, definitely. And he takes bad angles, and yeah, you're right. He doesn't cover quickly, and a lot of people wanted him. I understand because of his name and when he was younger. And he's not bad. He had a pretty good year last year, but 31. I don't know. Whenever you start paying a lot of money for someone over 30, especially a cornerback, you're kind of taking your chances. You know what I mean? You get somebody at 25 that is decent, and if I'm not mistaken, through the 4-year career of Ward, he's been hurt, but he has missed a lot, right?
Yeah, I think he missed, and correct me if I'm wrong, everybody, a total of 6 games in 2 years. I might be wrong about that.
That's still not bad. That's 3 games a year.
Right.
If that's the case, that's 3 games a year. That's not bad at all. I'll take that. I think they'll bring back Dante Johnson, and I know Dante Johnson, but you know what? Surprisingly, he did pretty good last year. I was always hard on him, man, but he kind of won me over a little bit. He's not a starter though, but he's a plug and play guy.
The one I'm really gonna feel bad for is Lenore. I think just like Thomas, they have potential. The only thing I hammered Lenore on was his flat-footed at the line of scrimmage when the play starts. His footwork, his feet are flat, and then there's times he doesn't backpedal. One of the biggest sin at being coached at the DB is letting the receiver run up on you. That's why it was very important to backpedal. And there were times Lenore, didn't do that, and that's what irked me about him. Not just him, but Thomas too.
Thomas got better though at it.
Yeah, he got better.
He definitely got better as he got more confident. Now you're right about the backpedal. You're right about Lenore being flat-footed. But you think they're moving him to a corner? A slot corner will be a little bit more beneficial for him than it is playing outside.
Yeah, he could be the next K1.
Yeah, and he don't have to worry about backpedaling as much.
Yeah, he could be the heir apparent to a K1.
So hopefully that's where the direction they're going with him. And if they can utilize him there eventually, then this draft picks of them, both of them, because right now it looks like every time is definitely going to plan out. If he doesn't digress and he doesn't get worse, but I doubt it. But Lenore, the judgment is still out on him. Hopefully, if they move him to slot, maybe he can redeem himself a little bit better. But we hit the hour mark. Is there anything you guys want to say before we call it a night, gentlemen?
Well, I had a quick question for Moses. Because you studied Javarius Ward, how much is our pass rush going to help him?
Oh, it's going to help out tremendously, I think.
Can you break it a little bit more detail?
Because I'll give you a hypothetical.
Okay.
Let's just say we go against Green Bay, against Aaron Rodgers. If Ward can play like the way he did, it gives the pass rush a little. He holds the ball. We can make him hold the ball a little longer to where the pass rush can get there with Ward on the team.
So basically, if the quarterback doesn't go to his first read, and then we're able to get him to a second read, now we can bring that pass rush in.
Yeah, take the first read away.
Gotcha, and that's what you can do with Ward.
Correct.
Hopefully, that's what you can do with Ward, is take that first read away. And
I'm still going to apply for the DB coach for the 49ers because that coach they have now is complete garbage.
You don't like him, huh?
I do not like him. I don't like the way he's coaching technique. I don't like it.
There you go. I had to have a friend of mine just tell me, if you see the need it, apply for it and take it. So hey, 4949. I forgot the name of the street, but go to their eye and apply. Hey, says I want the job, and I'm taking no for an answer.
Definitely.
All right, guys. Roberto, David, Renew, and Moses, gentlemen, thank you for joining me tonight on this Just Call-In talk show. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome, man. I'm excited about what the Niners are going to do. I know that there's not a lot of movement as people would like in this free agency, but they did enough. I mean, it could have been worse. We could have still be sitting with just Josh Norman back there. So we have.
As long as Norman leaves, Norman needs to retire. So he just needs to go away.
Yeah, I don't think they're bringing him back now. With Ward, definitely with Ward, he's not coming back, bro. If they do, bro, then that coach that Moses is talking about does need to get fired.
And also, too, Sickness, when breaking news come up, make sure you go on the talk show.
I will, brother. I will.
Man, you gotta do it.
Yeah, definitely, guys.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys. Thank you, Tony, and all the viewers that have been listening in to our conversation. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys, and I'm gonna be doing this more often. Just having a conversation. So if you guys want to join me, we can just talk and let our feelings out. Maybe this will be a good therapy. Especially during the season. It can be a good therapy session. All right, David. All right, Moses. And
all right, good night, everyone.
Good night, guys.
All right, man.
You guys.
Have a good night.
All right, guys. Those were the three gentlemen. Roberto, Moses, and David McNew. Thank you guys for joining me on my first call in. That wasn't through the phone. It was actually through the video, but I just used the audio part of it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate you guys being part of the show tonight. I'm going to do this more often. And if there is breaking news, I will come on here and give it to you guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you can, let someone know about my channel. Also, if you guys feel that you guys want to support my channel, you guys can. I have 2 levels of support: 99 cents and $2.99. It's a monthly subscription. You can cancel anytime. Feel free to support me that way. And if you ever want to throw me a super sticker or a super chat, you guys are welcome to do as well. All right, guys. Good night. God bless. And we'll see you on the next podcast. Peace.